And welcome to this episode of Alamo City Geek Speak, home for the geeks, where we talk about pulp culture, Star Wars, movies, music, and other random garbage, along with tons and tons of cursing. And here's your host, Justin Chaos.
Oh my god, I raged playing fucking Rainbow Six.
Yep.
Hey, that game is yeah, I would rage too. Honestly.
Yep.
Fuck that game, first of all.
So you say fuck that game.
Yeah.
All right, so hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Justin Chaos. This is Alamo City Geek Speak. This is coming to you in a different format. We usually just upload audio, but today we said fuck it, let's do video because coronavirus, right? We're all in quarantine. We can't hang out in the same room, so we're living the quarantine dream together by coming at you live via video. So, because we are here, I get to ask you guys a couple questions. First of all, how are y'all doing with the whole don't go anywhere in San Antonio?
Well, my right arm is significantly bigger than my left arm, so that works.
That was the case before the quarantine. So.
I mean,
yeah, I looked in the mirror and I was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like that's insane. It's a noticeable difference.
I mean, I never went anywhere anyways, so I mean, it's no difference.
Yeah, well, we never invited you anywhere.
Whatever.
We never went anywhere with you. No, seriously, this whole thing has been crazy. I hate to start the show off talking about such a somber topic, but the fact of the matter is, when it comes down to the way we all are, this has put a significant damper on everyone's way of doing things. You know, the fact of the matter is, you can't go out anymore. There's a lot of people who are legitimately going crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy. Working from home, doing the same thing over and over again. I went to Target. I'm never excited going to Target. I went to Target today, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, going to the grocery store is like, I hate going to the grocery store in general, right? Like, I hate it. I've almost fought, I fought like an old lady almost, like in my first visit to the grocery store, because she wouldn't let me pass her in the aisle. And I was like, listen, I will throw down with you. Like, I will throw an elbow, and I will knock your ass down. Like, get out of my way. I don't even want to be here, and you're ruining it for me even more.
This is no longer Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, lady. I will straight up box you the fuck out, right?
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, what is it, Is it Happy Gilmore? Ben Stiller in the nursing home, like how mean he is to everyone.
Yeah.
You go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
Right?
No. I love that.
You know, there was a lady in the CVS. I was walking through Walgreens today.
Yeah.
And she looked at me because I was standing too close to her. And I was like, well, I mean, if you'd move faster, we wouldn't have the situation instead of walking around. I get it that they're outside, like, staring at their phone. Like, I don't want to sound like a boomer or nothing, but, like, they're outside, like, staring at their phone, like, walking through the aisles and shit. I'm like, dude, this is the first time you get to see sunlight for potentially a few days. Look up and enjoy it for a second, because you're going to go back to that little hole of an apartment you live in, because I know I will. And, just fucking exist inside those walls instead of out here. So, get out of my way.
Yeah, and, like, I went to Walmart today. They had nothing. I went to HB. They had, like, everything you can imagine.
Well, see, that's the thing. I feel like people who don't live in Texas won't understand that HEB is legitimately the best thing to ever happen to anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a lot of friends who live in Florida, and if you guys listen to this episode, I'm about to say it. Fuck Publix. It's all about HEB. HEB is better than Publix. HEB is better than Kroger. HEB is literally better than anything else.
Yeah.
It is straight up just the best. And people who have left Texas, they go back to Florida, they go to Northwest, or go even North Texas going, well, we have more Krogers than HEB, and I gotta say, it's actually not that bad. No, you're just in denial. You've left HEB. This is like when you end a relationship and you're still kind of bitter about it. It's like, no, this is better. This is better. So, yeah, no, they're just all super sad. Also, it's just sad about coronavirus in general. So,
yeah.
The other thing that this, what's up?
Sorry, I was going to tell you. So, did you guys hear today that we are the country that has the most cases?
Dude, straight up
over China and everything?
Well, that was expected. I mean, look at New York, for example. New York has, I don't know what the numbers are exactly, but it's so
They're right here.
Tightly. Oh, you got, look, you got
yeah, he's
statistics. He's got statistics.
So, yeah, I mean, it shows like, and then if you click the US, it comes up usually, and it'll tell you exactly where each of them are. Like right here, see New York. has all these cases.
Dude, fucking people need to stay in their goddamn houses, man.
Well, did you
Yeah.
look at? Did you see the people in Austin? They're totally ignoring the work from home order in Austin, and they're literally at what's the name of the Travis?
Travis County.
Yeah, but there's that one pool. Is it? It's like famous. No, it's not a famous pool, but it's a. Is it Travis? Is it Lake Travis? It might be. It might be Lake Travis. But yeah. Anyways, they're all like conjugating down there and like getting together and totally ignoring the work from home order.
Yeah,
And I'm just
I
like,
watched
why?
I don't know why I did, but it was on my newsfeed, and I saw a Dr. Phil episode where he was talking to one of the people that were in Florida, and she was like, "It only matters to you, and it doesn't matter to us. It's not like we're gonna get it." And she was like 21.
This is
or
exactly
something.
why Florida is looked down on by everybody in the United States.
Yeah.
And honestly, even like, I'm just gonna say it like straight up, like Florida's God's waiting room, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when they had that crazy bath salts?
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
That was Florida. And I remember I was so freaked out about zombies at that point. I was like, it's fucking happening finally.
Of course, it's gonna be Florida, dude.
And of course it was Florida. But I will say though, so when this whole coronavirus thing started, I was one of those people that was kind of like, people are overreacting. This is gonna blow over.
Oh, I was too.
But I will say I was wrong, and especially because I live with my grandparents, and I want to make sure they're okay, and with their immune systems and everything, they're older obviously, and I've kind of looked back at it now, and I'm like, man, that was kind of stupid what I said, But like I'm young, whatever. But it's totally serious now, and those fuckers in Austin, I want you to know that you're gonna get what's coming to you.
Oh, so,
Sorry, one more thing real quick. I just saw this. So the U.S., we have 82,000 active cases, and China right now only has 3,460, and that's where it started.
Well, it's because it's finally coming down.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy, though.
But
Yeah.
we also look at the response time we had here in the country. That's going to open up a whole new can of worms for a conversation we can have on a different podcast called Politics Are Us or something.
Right.
But yeah, dude, like straight up, like this is having a big impact. The one thing, and to kind of lighten the mood, but not make light of the situation, I would say the one thing I'm most upset about is the fact that I still have $28 in credit for Fandango because I never got to go see Sonic. So like, it's just sitting there. I swear to God, if that shit expires somehow, like, oh yeah, you never used it, I will straight up drive to Fandango and be like, no.
So that's a good segue because I love going to the movies a lot. Hey, I haven't had a hat from the Draft House, Birth Movies Death.
Oh, obviously we know you love movies, right? That's the telltale sign that you love movies.
Yeah, totally, right? I have a Draft House pass and everything. Anyways, so look, I saw The Invisible Man recently, and I was really excited to see that movie, and of course I was let down by it. Of course I was.
Of course.
Why wouldn't I be? I like Elizabeth Moss as an actress. I think she's pretty good. I've never seen The Handmaid's Tale. I wanted to see it. I don't know if y'all have seen it. Have y'all seen the
No, I haven't seen it yet.
series? Everyone says it's like the shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I just haven't had time to actually sit down and watch a series like that.
Yeah. I just thought that movie, I was really disappointed with it. I thought there were so many plot holes that like that movie could have been over like in an hour if they would have just used their brain and used common sense. But of course they don't because it's a movie. It's a sci-fi
Of course,
movie.
yeah.
And I like The Hollow Man better. I'm just gonna say Hollow Man was a better movie.
I know that earlier I was talking shit about Hollow Man. I would rather watch that one than Invisible Man.
Yeah.
I've only seen the previews of Invisible Man. I can tell you right now, I would rather watch Hollow Man.
Yeah, it was
Plus,
a horrible movie.
I don't know how Hollow Man opens up. I'm sorry, Invisible Man opens up, but Hollow Man opens up with the gorilla eating a mouse. So I mean, like straight up, like that's like some hardcore shit.
Yeah, it doesn't happen here.
Yeah. So I can tell you something else that eats a mouse, but it's not a mouse. It's actually a piece of shit. Is the movie Bloodshot? I watched Bloodshot, and to be fair, I actually only watched about 45 minutes into it before I was like,
oh, so you didn't even finish it? You just
no. I legit like my eyes like rolled in the back of my head, and I was like, I felt like I was waiting for the sweet release of death. Like Bloodshot it just was not good. Like so this shows you how bad a movie's starting out. I was watching, so Jazzy doesn't watch a whole lot of superhero movies, and Bloodshot, I guess, is a superhero's own right? And we start watching the movie, and she goes, "Let me guess, he's the hero." And I was like, "Well, he's not really the hero. And she's like, "Let me guess, he's not really the hero. He's a hero of circumstance." And I'm like, I mean, that's probably right. I mean, because like he's not exactly a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He's just living. He's kind of like this. He's kind of like Deadpool, except serious. Also, without the whole "I have cancer, but these machines are holding me together" kind of thing, he's
That's
like,
true.
he's like, he's straight up like, you can't kill me because I made him nanites. But that also got me thinking. That is like the for a sci-fi movie. Yes, it's kind of cool, the idea of having nanites in your blood, and you are pieced back together by machines, and they cure you and shit. But the problem with all this is the fact that that's no. And the problem with all this is the fact, like, you remember in the movie Street Fighter when Guile and Bison were fighting, and he like straight up like fucking does his little hurricane kick or his backflip kick and knocks him to a console, and he effectively kills Bison. But then Bison's suit has a fucking defibrillator built into it, right? That's almost like if you had a flamethrower and your worst enemy was made of aloe vera. Like, there's no way to fucking kill them. Like, they're always going to find a way to beat you. Or, like, their skin secretes aloe vera or some shit. You know, like, it was like, dude, this is like, you're basically Superman at that point. I know you have weaknesses, and I didn't watch enough of the movie to really identify what those weaknesses were. But the fact that they made me not want to care about what those weaknesses were, it is just Vin Diesel walking around making that same face, you know, all cross-eyed and shit. Like, I just didn't care anymore. I was actually willing to watch a Fast and the Furious movies to pay blood to the blood gods in order to get out of that movie.
Man, I actually like Fast and the Furious
I
movies.
do too.
I'll be honest with you.
Justin hates those movies.
No.
I understand why people hate them. I feel like they know what they are at this point.
So
they're not taking themselves seriously.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Like, the fact is, people still take them seriously, though. The movies don't take them seriously. No, you don't. Okay, fine. Birth Dead movies. I get it. You're smarter than the average bear. But the fact of the matter is look at the first Fast and Furious movie. It was primarily just about racing, right?
Oh, that's true.
The second one, they used racing as a way to get in with a rich drug mogul, I guess. That was the thing.
They were undercover, and they were trying to get their...
But of all things, I cannot tell you how many times I've read in the paper, fucking Colombian drug lord taken down by local racers. You know? Like, they band together and put their moxie together. And then Fast and Furious 3, or Tokyo Drift, that one went back to racing. Yes, he got into trouble.
That's it too. Everyone loves Tokyo Drift. And it was all right, but I didn't think
that wasn't number 3 though. Technically,
technically, it was number
story.
3. In the story, I know it's the third one to release. It's the third one
Yeah.
to release. It's not the third one in the story. I fucking get it. Calm down. But
real trigger.
But see, that's the thing though. Like the movie went back to the racing roots, where it's like, yeah, he got in trouble with the triads or with the Yakuza or whatever. Yeah, Yakuza, but he didn't. He wasn't going out of his way to like fight somebody. He's like, "Yo, man, I just want to race. That's it." And Lil Bow Wow was there, you know. So a lot of shit happened, but it made sense because it was all racing. And then as soon as you keep going from that part, they start introducing The Rock, saying shit like, "You're under arrest." He's like, "Really? I don't feel under arrest." And like, and then before you know it, it's like it's just the same tones every single movie.
I think they needed The Rock though.
Well, apparently they don't, because they got John Cena now, right?
Yeah, they got John Cena now because they had to replace him because they were having a feud.
See,
It was The Rock and Tyrese. They were having a huge issue.
Real? Dude, straight up, seriously, get rid of Tyrese before you get rid of The Rock.
Well, it was The Rock and Vin Diesel too, because I think The Rock didn't like the way Vin Diesel wanted to run like the
Rock and Vin Diesel. The Rock and Vin Diesel squashed it, but now
I'm
the
pretty
Rock
sure
and Tyrese
that
don't get in.
The reason why they did not get along is they were trying to argue who looks better in a tight shirt with baby oil on them.
Right.
And
I'll be honest. Oh yeah,
The Rock.
Oh yeah. I'll be honest though, I don't watch those movies for Tyrese, so you can
I do because he's fucking hilarious.
No, they legit like if Tyrese was the one thing that was holding The Rock back, get rid of Tyrese, keep The Rock, and bring John Cena in. Why not?
Actually, I think that's what they're gonna do. At this one is they're gonna bring John Cena in, but I don't know. They may end up bringing The Rock in at the end.
No, you know what they're gonna do is they're gonna fucking make another fucking what's his face, Hobbs and Shaw or Calvin and Hobbs or whatever. They're gonna make another one of those movies, and they're gonna introduce Calvin and Hobbs and Shaw and Cena's character. You know, it's like Hobbs and Shaw and Toretto. It's like, why didn't you tell me you had a brother who was twice as jacked as you are? You know, like, you can't do that. Plus, not to mention, you expect me to believe this dude is any form of Italian? No, that guy is straight up purebred, 100% Midwestern American. That's what he is. Look at the way he talks. Look at the way he looks. He also speaks Chinese. Doesn't seem very fucking Vin Diesel-ish to me. But go on and pretend that he's a Toretto. That's fine. Anyway, Yeah, no. So a whole lot of movies have come out actually recently. There's one movie that I've watched that you guys haven't watched yet. You guys both said you wanted to see it. It's called The Hunt, and
Yeah.
that movie was like, so it's not by any means like a movie you need to. I spent $20 to watch it at home, right? So we rented a movie and had a movie night here. Yeah, that's the quarantine dream hashtag, right? Don't at me. Anyway, yeah, so we paid $20. We popped some popcorn and watched that movie here, and it was a gore fest. It's exactly what I was expecting it to be. It's kind of like the movie Hide and Seek, or any of those movies where you're stuck in a house, like You're Next and shit. Movies like that.
I love Your Next.
Your Next was amazing.
That was
So
a good movie.
consider it kind of like that. It's actually, I'd say it's Your Next mixed with a little bit of Manhunt, right? I'm totally into it. So there's not a whole lot of story to really speak of. I mean, there is, but I mean, I wasn't really paying attention. I was just waiting for someone's head to get blown off, and plenty of that shit happened. The one thing, though, that I would say is it's not worth $20. It's definitely worth a watch, definitely worth a rent. Wait for it to come out or find it in any other alternative streaming sites. But don't pay for it. Yeah. But it was really good, though. Also, that leads us into another potential topic here. The lead actress in that movie was actually one of the lead actresses in the show Glow. Now, I bring that up because
she is. That's right.
Yeah, that's talking about wrestling. I have not at all. Well, real quick, before we jump into this, so people have a little background. ACGS, Alamo City Geek Speak, is a older podcast. Me and these two fine gentlemen here, we had started another podcast together called Sounds Like Kayfabe. And Sounds Like Kayfabe is a wrestling podcast. We talk about wrestling and wrestling accessories. And whenever we got to this point, we decided we kind of want to branch out a bit. So we're kind of combining the two. So for our regular listeners of Sounds Like Kayfabe, this is a little understanding of why we're doing this. For the people who don't even know who Sounds Like Kayfabe is, and vice versa, you kind of get why we're segueing into wrestling. So, anywho, talking about wrestling, right? When it comes down to it, I haven't watched wrestling in the past 3 weeks, and I think it's mostly, or 2 weeks, excuse me. It's mostly because of the fact that A, I've been playing Warzone with Raul a lot, and then B, it also comes down to the fact that when they don't have an audience, I personally feel it's harder to get into the show because they're showing a lot of older stuff. Yeah. So, like, for example, on Monday, they showed the, I think it was Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Seth Rollins at the end of Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Show that match, and well, I haven't seen that match in ever. Actually, I think that was I started watching again when Royal Rumble 2016 was coming around. So, I have never seen that match, but because of the fact it wasn't new and wasn't exciting, wasn't building on the storylines that I wanted, it was really hard to get into. However, there are some spots that have been worthwhile. But Bobby, you've been keeping up with everything. Me and Raul really haven't. Tell us. Let's hear some of the big things that's happened recently.
So one of the big things that, well, it's not big to me because I could care less, but one of the big things that WWE is pushing, the first thing is Gronk. Gronk actually made his debut, and he's actually going to be the host of WrestleMania, the 2-part WrestleMania. And they postponed the Hall of Fame as well.
Oh, they did postpone the Hall of Fame?
Yes, they postponed it.
Well, because they can't have that many people in one room.
Yeah, but the thing is with me is the Hall of Fame, I think the Hall of Fame is probably one of the most important events of that whole weekend. So I think somehow they still should have done it. Even if there was no fans, like it's still cool to me.
Is put just as many people as they can in the performance center 6 feet apart in the stands.
There you go.
And then put cardboard people sitting in between them so it looks like it's a full house.
Yeah.
So wouldn't be the first time WWE lied to you. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, that's true. The other thing that they've been doing a lot is they've been pushing, to be honest, the Street Profits like crazy.
Yes, they had a squash match this past Monday where I don't know who that tag team was, but they wrecked them.
Yeah, and they've just been having they had matches with Seth Rollins, them, like, even with the empty arenas. Now, I've been reading stuff, and they say that the empty arena stuff has been getting more viewers than somebody actually being there.
The one perspective, and I don't want to cut off Raul here, but even though
I think you're gonna agree with me though.
Yeah, probably. I think what it is it really shows off the skills, the mic skills. It shows off the performance art of these people, because a lot of times when you're watching a match, whether you like it or not, if the crowd is on your side or on the heel or face's side, it will forge your opinion on that match. You're going to say like, oh, I could see why they're booing, even though you may not actually see why they're booing. They see something completely different.
Yeah.
But when you get to see them in the ring, you have great commentary, which Triple H has been doing a great job of commentary. It's been killing it. You have that going on. You have everything else. It's just it comes down to being a performance art, and you get to see without all the extra chanting and stuff going around. You get to see the art in it. You get to see their performances. You get to see how they're jumping. The dude. That was the first time I've ever seen like actually ever really watched what's his face Montez do the fucking frog splash off.
Oh yeah,
he has a great looking frog splash.
He does.
So stuff like that it's really interesting to be able to see that kind of stuff. And if no one at home is a wrestling fan, I'd say it'd be worthwhile tuning in at least while they're doing it to a Monday or Wednesday. I think they're doing the same thing for NXT as well, right?
Yeah, they're doing that same thing for NXT as well. It's just in the Performance Center, which is fine. I haven't watched NXT, to be honest. I don't know why. I just have not. I think
the big thing about NXT though, it feels like it's lost some steam in comparison to the main roster.
Yeah.
I say that because of the fact that in the main roster, we finally have a match coming up in WrestleMania that people don't want to see. Drew McIntyre is getting a shot now.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for that dude.
Dude, you get to main event of WrestleMania, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you're gonna main event, but there's not gonna be anybody here.
Yeah. Like that's just a kick in the balls, man. Like I know it's not no one's fault either. Like it's fucking
it's some dude fucking trying to eat a bat.
Yeah, whoever ever ate that bat, you ruined Drew McIntyre's dream. So fuck yourself.
Yeah. The other match I'm looking forward to, and yes, you're actually gonna hear me say this, is Randy Orton versus.
Oh, that's right, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
I am too.
In the last man standing match,
dude, it's gonna be great. I know Randy Orton's gonna lose, but
it reminds me of the Rock versus Mankind empty arena match.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's gonna remind me of. So that's why I think that it's gonna be a really good match. I think really good match.
It's crazy. This pay-per-view is actually shaping out to be kind of nice, and no one's gonna be there to witness
that's
it.
actually going to be. I think what I just said a little while ago is actually going to help feed into why it's going to be a good pay-per-view, because a lot of times they're bad pay-per-views because. Okay, so picture this, right? You have an entire crowd around you, and they are either really on you or they're like so cold it's not even funny. So you're sitting here thinking to yourself, shit, I got to go for a crazy big spot in order to win the crowd back. So you start trying too hard, and that's when those botched spots start coming in.
Yeah,
that's when all these things. So if you don't have a crowd around really egging you on, you get to do the only show that you want, and you get to do it. So it's kind of like I would liken it to going to a 5-star restaurant versus going to a 1-star restaurant, right? If you go down to fucking Longhorn Cafe, they're gonna give you whatever they give you, and they don't put anything on the steak, right? For example, they're not gonna put anything on the steak or the baked potato, whatever. They're gonna give you the food and say, "Hey, go fix it yourself." Whereas if you go to a 5-star restaurant, they're gonna give you the food the way the chef imagines the food. So you may not necessarily like blue cheese, but he's gonna put that blue cheese dressing in there because that's how it's supposed to be, or the horseradish sauce or something. So it's the same thing here. They're gonna give you what they feel is gonna be the best show, and you're just gonna have to fucking deal with it. And if at home you want to boo it, that's fine. But I feel like because there's not all the extra pressure of the green shirt guy judging everything you do, or like all the rest of the crowds yelling Roman sucks, I think you're gonna put on a good show.
Yeah, and also I think that what WWE should have done is they should have taken notes from AEW, to be honest, and put the wrestlers in the crowd. You know how entertaining that is? That is very entertaining. I watched it, and it was actually pretty hilarious.
I had heard about that, and I was actually at first I didn't realize that's what they were doing. But then when I was like, why is there people in the crowd? That's when it started clicking. Wait a second, those are actually people from the back. Those are wrestlers from the back who are cleared to be there. That would be a really interesting idea, especially if you could do it. If you get to see somebody like, say, Braun Strowman start fucking marking out for somebody, that shit would sell me. I'd be like, all right, so if Braun Strowman's really into fucking Aleister Black, then I'm down for it.
You can see him then like losing his shit like in his seat and attacking someone next to him. Like,
right.
Yeah. So
I
love that.
Just to kind of before we move on from the wrestling stuff, something else that was really interesting that I really liked is, and this may have happened a couple weeks ago and I just didn't see it, but I really think it's a great idea for them to put Andrade and fucking Angel Garza together.
Yeah.
They are a hell of a tag team, and I have a feeling. Do they have a match with the Street Profits at WrestleMania?
It's not the Street Profits. It's
because as they were leaving, Andrade and Zelina Vega and Angel Garza.
Oh yeah. They do.
They have a match for the tag team championship, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That means that I feel like Andrade is going to lose the U.S. title before he goes to WrestleMania, so that way he can carry the tag team championships without.
I don't think they're gonna give it to them yet because the Street Profits just got the titles. Well, I don't think they're gonna.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Look, just like shit happens when you party naked, shit happens at WrestleMania.
That's true.
Okay. Raul, don't fucking make that face. You know for sure it's the truth. When you party naked, shit happens. I don't know. Maybe you never party naked. You're 22 years old. You can give a damn. Anyway, you know what? So let's talk about one of my favorite subjects. We haven't talked too much about it. Actually, really anything at all is video games. We have had so much time to play video games. It's not even funny, right? I think that when it comes down to it,
I play video games while I work. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't fucking hear that. Yeah, so this whole week, I bought I have Doom Eternal, I got Animal Crossing, I got the 2 meme titles of fucking of March 2020. So far, I gotta tell you, Doom Eternal was fantastic.
I was just about to ask how that is.
I beat the story mode. I have gotten all the weapons in the game. I have everything unlocked for master level. I just need to go through and start doing all the extra little things. I think I am 48 out of 53 milestones for the single player story. So I got to do all those so I can unlock that last little thing. And
welcome to quarantine.
Right, welcome to quarantine. Well, you have plenty of time. Honestly, if it wasn't for this past week with work the way it was, I don't think I would have gotten shit done, but I did. Yeah. Mom's the word on that one. But yeah, no, I got to play that. I just picked up Animal Crossing New Horizons because of my brother. Am I proud of that? No, but I also don't get the chance to play games with my brother as much as I'd like to. So this kind of gives us the opportunity. I can go visit his island and go fuck shit up and steal shit. It'll be funny.
There you go.
Aside from that, Raul and I are on the endless search for dubs in Warzone.
I can actually play now. I'm fully updated. Yay!
Oh, you're finally fully updated. What kind of internet do you have? Fucking AOL?
No, I just haven't bothered with it. I've been canceling all the updates because.
Oh, we're gonna have to get you in, and me and Raul are gonna have to catch you up because I gotta tell you, when we play, it's big boy time.
That's fine.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we say a lot of big boy words when we play.
Oh yeah, straight up. One of these days, me and Raul are going to be streaming when we have this big boy play, and you guys get a chance to see what. It's funny randomly. Some games we're carrying so much BDE, it's not even funny, but other games it's fucking.
After I get like 1 kill, I'm like, yeah, get fucked, motherfucker, yeah. and then like 3 seconds later, I get sniped. Oh, like that once. I don't know if you were in that match where I got domed from like a mile away by a sniper.
I probably wasn't.
It was yesterday. You weren't in it. It was me, Brenda, and Joey. And I was the last one alive, and I was walking forward. I was walking through, like, these trees, and I saw crossfire going, like, that way. And I literally said, I was like, where's that fire coming from? Dude, apparently there was a dude prone right in front of me, and he shot me directly in the head, and I insta-died, and I was out. Like, right after I said, where's the fire coming from? I just got domed in the head.
So that's the thing. Me, Raul, and we have another coworker, we're constantly playing Warzone when we're not working, and sometimes, admittedly, even when we are working, we're playing Warzone, trying to get those dubs. I think with you guys, I have a total of 3 wins myself. You have 3 wins as well. So then we've gotten all the wins. I've gotten 1 win with Brenda and Joey, and I've gotten 2 wins with you.
Yeah,
I think that's how it breaks down. But man, that game is so much fun, but it's so fucking infuriating. You get stuck in a position, especially when you're forced for action. That's the hard part is if anyone has ever played a battle royale, you have to have the violence of action on your side, because if you're forced into something that you're not ready for, or like yesterday, we got all the way to 5th place. And I think the reason why we failed at 5th place is because we went into that fight cold barreled. We didn't have any real engagements up until that point, so we didn't have the adrenaline pumping. We weren't battle tested, so to speak. We had a shitload of money and we had some great gear, and it's basically that's what you get. You have really fancy equipment because you had the money to buy it, but you don't know how to use it. I don't know why I was using a fucking scope sniper rifle. It was I don't think it was a sniper rifle. I think it was a battle rifle. I think it was garbage. It was the plague sword or some shit like that. I think that's
I don't like that one.
That's the EBR, I think it is.
Yeah, it's ass, and I hate that. I remember I got that variant, and I was really excited like to use it, and I was like, I really don't like this at all.
Yeah,
actually.
no,
Fun.
it is what it is. Battle royales they're fun. It's like the thing, the good Lord giveth, and the good Lord taketh away.
Oh, hey, we got Resident Evil 3 coming out too.
Resident Evil 3.
Yeah,
oh my
I'm
God,
excited
dude.
for that.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna jizz my
I'm
pants.
super excited for it.
That is a next paycheck purchase for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So have you guys played the second one?
Yes.
Yeah, I admittedly I never finished it. I got very close.
didn't
to the
either.
end. I didn't finish it, but I really enjoyed it though. I will say
Fucking
that.
finish it before the third one comes out. I mean, you know how it ends.
I know how it ends. I mean, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I
I
mean,
played it for PlayStation, but now I have
I
an
did
Xbox, so I can't.
Yeah.
fucking excuses, Bobby.
I got to the very end actually. I'm on the boss battle with a tyrant
On
Yeah.
the elevator. Oh wait, no, you mean the one in the
the labs down the labs.
okay, yeah, no.
Yeah,
fuck
I'm already at the end. I haven't finished it, and I started playing another game I think right after that, and I kind of forgot about it. Dude, I have so many games I haven't played. I bought Days Gone, and I was super pumped for that game, and I played like 4 hours of it total, and I have not finished it. Like,
So after this quarantine, you should let me borrow it, because I've been
That's
wanting to play it.
it's
Oh,
digital.
sorry, it's a PlayStation exclusive. You only play Xbox.
I have played.
No, you keep making excuses. You only play
No.
Xbox.
You're a Microsoft
so-
fanboy. Get out of here.
But I do still want to play that.
That's a game show.
No.
It's
Uh,
digital.
No,
Yeah.
I was actually gonna buy it this past on sale because it was like $15.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I even still thought that $15 was too expensive for that game.
It's a pretty fun game, man.
Well, so here's the thing. I don't like the
From what I played 4 hours of it. It's just
all of the screenshots that they picked were the most uninteresting screenshots on PS4. Like a guy on a motorcycle being chased by wolves. Like, honestly, I get how that sounds cool when you're the artist going, hey, here's a really good idea for a bull shot. Let's get him riding a motorcycle being chased by wolves. Honestly, I don't give a shit about wolves. I care more about the zombies or the biters or whatever the hell they're going to call them there.
yeah.
They had me sold on the tech demo, and then I just did.
It's very tense because like a lot of games like The Last of Us, for example, it's a linear story, you're following through. This is an open world one, so zombies are literally fucking everywhere. And like I was walking through a forest or not a forest, or I guess it was a wooded area or whatever, and there's literally zombies everywhere, and you have to crouch everywhere and not make a move because then they will fucking thousands of them will then swarm you and you'll be fucked at that point. So like it's really tense. I gotta play it sometime during this quarantine. I'm gonna find time to play it.
Yeah, I really want to play that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like that's one of the games that I've been wanting to play, but every time I went to go buy it, there was always other games that I wanted to play. So, and then I just stopped playing my PlayStation because I was playing Xbox with a bunch of friends. So I just stopped playing my PlayStation, but now I have my PlayStation. I'm just like, you know what? I kind of want to play it again, even though
yeah.
Yeah.
I think when it comes down to zombie games in general, I feel like they've really dropped the ball recently because they have not the War Z or whatever one you play, fucking
Daisy.
Daisy.
I love that game.
So
man.
they had World War Z, which was a spin-off from the movie and the
That's
book
such a
World
good
War Z.
movie, by the way. I'm still waiting for a sequel.
And the game was such hot garbage.
Yeah,
it's
it was.
basically
was
Left 4
trash.
Dead, but like not good.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be working on Left 4 Dead 3 though. Is what I've heard.
Yeah. Which I'm excited for.
Oh, you know what games were fun? Dead Rising. That was a good zombie game.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising were good zombie games.
I
man.
remember the first Dead Rising. For the longest time, I played that game over and over again. I could never get past the fourth day or fourth step in the investigation. I never could. And then all of a sudden, one day, I just went like fucking like savant and beat everything. I don't know. And here's the thing: is on the first try on accident, I get the S rating. And I was like, how does that happen? And then I go back, try to get worse ratings. I couldn't do it. I'm like, I'm just too good.
Yeah, Dead Rising, those games were just mindless, just zombie killing fun.
Dead Rising 4 was fun. I'm sorry, Dead Rising 3, excuse me, was fun only because the fact that you get to run into the lead character from Dead Rising 2. I forgot his name.
It's
like it's like fucking Zach or Eric or some extreme
it's
name
been
like
so
that.
long since I've played that game.
Yeah, but you get to run into the main character from that game. That was really cool. And yeah, I mean, overall, Dead Rising did a great job of making you feel like you're in a zombie apocalypse area. I just really wish that I really hope rather that I think Turtle Rock Studios is comprised of a lot of the ex Left 4 Dead developers. Did you make it?
You know what? I shot it into that big box we got from work with the computer.
Oh, wow.
It's a huge target.
Fucking trash, man. So Left 4 Dead Studios, the people who made Left 4 Dead, a lot of them went off to make Turtle Rock Studios, and they also are the ones who made Evolve. And I'm hoping, part of me wants them to have a hand in it because I want them to have an opportunity to reclaim their original claim to fame. But the other part of me just hopes they don't get it because honestly, if they fucked up fucking Evolve, which on paper made so much sense and was gonna be so much fun, they wouldn't fuck that up. I really don't want to. I really want to give them a shot.
Did they shut down the servers for Evolve?
Oh fuck yeah, they did.
They did, right?
Fuck yeah, they did.
So when I left my job doing tech support for 2K or whatever, they gave us we had a bunch of games left over, and I got the last scraps because I was late to the table. So I got Evolve, and I can't even play it because I know the servers are shut down, so I can't even fucking play it.
The worst part about that shit is before
I still have the copy. It's unopened.
But before, dude, hold on to that shit. It's fucking magical. Is what that is. How to ruin a studio in 10 days. So real quick, just to kind of give some lore behind Evolve and why it was such a massive failure, and then I'll tell you what ended up happening after that. Evolve fell apart because, first of all, Turtle Rock Studios came about. They really made their name for being a Resident Evil developer. A Left 4 Dead developer, saying, "Oh yeah, we know how to do these kind of like survival games." But they said, "We want to do something different. We want to make an asymmetrical survival game where some person plays the monster and 4 people play the hunters, and it's basically a big game of PvP. But the monster should always win, unless the hunters are better." Enter the beta of the game. People could not play as anything but the main monster, the Goliath, or they can play as a Kraken, which is a floaty electricity monster. Both of them are good in their own right. The Kraken was better at long range and really laying down some thunder. The Goliath just jumps in, fucks shit up, and gets out. So he's very much like a tank. The beta went off really well. People seemed to like it. And then after the game actually launched, well, right before the game actually launched, they said, "Hey, guess what? There's not going to be any DLC. You don't have to pay for anything." Everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, it's really cool. I don't have to pay for monsters. I don't have to pay for levels or anything like that." Yeah. And they said, the only thing you have the option to pay for are cosmetics, but you can earn those without paying for them. Or you can buy a season pass and unlock the monsters and hunters and shit like that. So the season pass was $30. People are like, okay, I don't need to buy this. I'll grind for this stuff. Takes forever to unlock fucking hunters or monsters. So eventually you break down and buy them. And in order to make your monster look unique and cool and different, you have to grind for these skins, which take fucking forever to grind for the skins. Yeah. So you either buy those skins, and there's I want to say it was something like $130 worth of just skins. Yeah. So if you paid like $140, I think in total, you can unlock every skin.
It reminds me of the new Battlefront 2 that came out. It was the same thing. You had to grind for like 50 hours for one skin.
They fixed that shit. They fixed that shit pretty easily because now it's easy to come across credits. Back when it first launched, EA was like, "Fuck, not again," you know. So they had to fix it real quick. Evolve, they never went back on it. They never said, "All right, cool, let's fix this shit." Anthem fixed their shit. They made it to where it wasn't as paywall-y. It was actually pretty easy to get the stuff you need. In fact, you can pretty much just find them from doing random events. Find the money you need. But on Evolve, they really doubled down on we think it's worth it because we're not getting any money on DLC, so we want you to buy the skins. The game comes out. Pretty much. Here's the thing, though. Call of Duty is at least playable. So when the game launches, the game goes pretty well with reviews. Everyone's like, hey, it's pretty fun. And then people unlock the fucking Wraith. And I don't know if you ever had the chance to play the Wraith. It is by far the most unfair fucking thing ever. You remember when I said earlier, you're fighting your worst enemy and you have a flamethrower and their skin secretes fucking aloe vera. Yeah, well, this thing is skin. It's basically made of fire, right? Yeah. I don't know. So anyone wondering what that rough transition was, had a bit of a technical issue. It's a lot of fun. This is computers for you. Welcome to Coronavirus 101. Anyway, so the Wraith. This thing was so unfair. It's not even funny. Once you get it to level 3, so the idea is you play as a monster, you chase down hunters, or they chase you down and win. When you get this Wraith to level 3, at that point, you're like, all right, bitches, here we go. Because I'm going to use my fucking, like, my clone and this other ability where you increase your attack power and you start swinging all crazy. So you bring out your clone, they start attacking stuff. And they do just as much damage as you do. And they basically mimic what you do. So you use the clone first, and then you use that fucking, like, crazy that death dealing ability, and you're basically just the Tasmanian devil fucking everything up around you. Now, when things couldn't possibly get any worse, and you'd have the healer go, okay, cool, I'm out, I can bring you guys back to life, they try to run away. Playing on the keyboard, your E ability was, at least mine was always this way, was a dash forward and grab them and pull them back. So they're running away, you dash forward, grab them, abduct them, and bring them back and beat the fuck out of them again. So in one game, I remember I was tracking this team. The team was tracking me, but I was tracking them. They didn't know it. And the best part is as the Wraith, I found a little rock and I laid down to crouch down, and I looked like the surroundings. The team ran right past me. And then as they're running away, everyone starts jumping up the side of the cliff. The healer, I think that they kind of figured something was up. They turned around and looked right at me. They turned back around and start to jump off the cliff. But instead of jumping off the cliff, they fucking jump and rocket jump real quick. And I fucking lunge forward and grab them and pull them to the bush and start beating the hell out of them. And when their team finally finds out that they're getting destroyed, I already killed them and ate them.
That's horrible.
Yeah. That's funny.
It was like...
Oh, it's so funny.
So imagine when you have...
Where's the video of this?
I fucking wish I had a video of this. This is like back in the day when I was still a fucking whippersnapper like you.
I mean, you still...
Huh?
Mm.
You say picture it doesn't happen, but I ain't never seen you play games that are worthwhile.
Whatever.
By the way, he streams DayZ if you want to see someone to get force-fed Clorox.
No, I force-feed people.
I am the force feeder, not the force-fed. Yeah, so instances like that, you know, you have the people who you play Call of Duty with, you play other games with who are just ungodly good. Imagine, I am mediocre at best at that game. I lost a lot of times as the monster. You have people who are really good at monsters. So you have someone who knows how to beat the system and is great at timing. They will guarantee that every single one of your games is cut short. I had once jumped into a game with a Wraith who knew exactly what they're doing. They were level 2 and jumped into a group of experienced hunters and fucked our game up. Our game was over as soon as it started. And in fact, we were actually dropped on once by a Goliath. A Goliath jumped in our match as soon as we started and killed everybody. How? I don't know. We don't have to level up like they do, but they still killed us.
That reminds me of like the Friday the 13th game that me and my friends used to play. That game was, I love games like that. That was really fun. And if someone was really good at Jason, like you were fucked. Like you could run all you want and they were gonna find you no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter. I was never really good at Jason. I hated being Jason because I felt like there was a lot of pressure on me to like find people, and I would hear my friends like laughing in the background because we were all in a party together, and they were like, "Oh, you can't find us, whatever. This is hilarious." And I hear them escaping like through my headset, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude!" Like
Or if you played with randoms on that game, and then you were Jason, and then you like completely missed somebody, they're like, "Oh, you're stupid."
Yeah,
like, dude.
I was way better at being the counselor on that game, and that game was. A lot of people like Dying Light. I don't like Dying Light. I'll be honest.
So the only character I ever liked in Dying Light, I liked playing the Was it the witch doctor character?
Yeah.
Who looks all gross and muddy and
I
shit.
can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
All I know is I did work with her, but also the junk dude. I don't know why people never look for the bear traps in front of the generators, but they always just ran straight into it.
I just felt with Dying Light, like, because the whole goal of Dying Light was to put them like on a hook, right? And then their spirit goes,
they get sacrificed, and yeah.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're gonna, like, if you have characters on there, like, you have Michael Myers on there, right? Why don't you relate it somewhat? Like, why is he sacrificing things to a spirit? Like, you know what I mean?
No, straight up, he should just like cut their head off and put it on an altar. I get it.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, like, make it like relate to the character. Don't, like, it just didn't make any sense to me. That's what kind of turned me off.
They also had the fucking ghost-faced scream killer, and he does the same shit. So
yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But I think at the same time though, they couldn't call them like it wasn't actually called. Like, for example, Michael Myers was not called Michael Myers. I don't think. I think he was called like Masked Killer or some shit. They had
DLC. They had DLC for Michael Myers. Like,
so that it was other people.
Yeah, because they had Leatherface too.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yep.
Yeah, they had Leatherface.
Yeah, they had DLC.
I bought all that DLC because I was.
What game was it then? They had characters like that, and they couldn't use the real names. There was a game. I could have sworn that was Dying Light, but maybe I'm just mistaken then.
Yeah, because I bought all that DLC. I was a fucking loser. I bought it.
You bought all the DLC for it?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I mean, yeah, I gotta back Bobby up that you're a loser anyway, but still.
A bet, right?
Yes. So Dying Light, not Dying Light. See, Dead by Daylight just was not. It wasn't the game that I thought it could be. We did talk a little bit about zombie games, and I actually said it right now, and I can't. Dying Light was
fun.
Fucking zombie.
And part 2, I'm waiting for part 2 eventually when it eventually drops.
If it ever does.
Did you guys ever play the DLC for Dying Light?
No.
The following? I saw a game. I was actually watching. So a YouTuber I watched, Noah J, actually, he played the game for the first time. I never played the following, but he played the following on stream recently, and I watched it, and that was pretty crazy. It went all fucking mystical and shit.
Yeah, so the main game is all about like surviving in a zombie wildlife or whatever city, and then in the following, you're out in the country, you get a buggy, but there's also like you find out maybe the zombies weren't a biological weapon after all. They were actually created by a cult, and that game went from like completely rooted in some kind of real world consequence to fuck it, let's make a wizard. It's basically like when you start playing D&D with your friends and someone says I want to conjure an M16. It's like, I fucking guess.
Right?
Yeah, it was really weird. I saw it though, but I was like, that's pretty neat.
So one other game that is coming out soon that I'm really excited about. I really want to play Resident Evil 3. We mentioned that one. I am kind of interested in playing Neo 2. I don't know if you guys ever played the Neo series. You guys ever play Dark Souls?
I played Dark Souls.
I played Dark Souls.
I immediately quit.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way. I did the same thing.
So great story about Dark Souls 3 for you, real quick. Back when Dark Souls 3 first came out, I really wanted to play it, but I didn't have the money to buy it. So I did what everyone else in America does, is I fucking what up, I started playing it, and I got really far, and I was doing really good, and I was like, man, I gotta buy this game, but first I'm gonna beat it, and I'll go back and I'll buy it, and I'll play it. I'll beat it again. I never did beat it on that. I bought it and I tried playing it, and I lost it. I was doing really good, and I just kept getting fucked up everywhere I go. Neo is basically like a anime, if I want to say this right. It's almost like an anime version of Dark Souls, right? And I say anime in the most safest of aspects, in the fact that it's not all kawaii shit. It's not all fancy, like, oh my god, raccoon, it's not shit like that. It's more stuff like it's just it's rooted heavily in like Japanese lore or fantasy.
Yeah.
So I really want to check that one out. The other one is I showed you this one too. The Ghosts of
Oh yeah, that game. When is that coming out? I want to play that one for sure.
let's take a look here.
Another game I was gonna say was Last of Us 2. While you're looking that up.
Oh yeah, 100%. Last of Us 2. I've been waiting for years.
Me
for that
too.
game. And
Dude,
you know what I'm really upset
You
about?
play
though?
Xbox, Bobby.
You know what I'm really upset about though is that there's not going to be multiplayer in this one.
I know.
Because I thought the multiplayer in the first one was actually really fleshed out and really good.
Let me be completely honest in this aspect.
I used to wreck shit on that multiplayer.
I did not play a lot of multiplayer games online. I did, but mostly PC because I felt like PC was always a safer place. Right?
Oh, agreed.
Playing on console, it just always seems like you're playing with kids, and I always felt super toxic, so I never played with it. Case in point, back when fucking Last of Us came out, that was what, back in 2016?
Yeah.
2017, something like that.
Yeah.
It's 2020, so you were 17 years old, whatever. I guarantee you're one of the fucking toxic pricks I played against, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I was like, eat my fucking dick, man.
Yeah. So like Kobayashi, right? So So
that game was so fucking fun, though.
You know, it was fun.
I bought okay, so that was a game that I spent money on that game. Like, I bought all the packs, like the executions, like the special ones and shit, and they were so cool. Like, there was nothing more like fun than going up behind someone and literally just shanking them with the shiv, just like and just like that was the best feeling in the world, dude. Like I loved it.
And this is the reason why I am in such a why I buy so many Call of Duty packs is because I want to see the fucking the animation, the kills.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because like
I do the same thing.
There's the one that you can get for what's his face, the black dude on the not the Allegiance, on the other guy on the other side.
Zane? Is his name Zane?
No, Zane's Allegiance. What was the other? There's Coalition.
Sid.
There's Coalition. The good guys. He's the dude from the SAS. Thorn. It's Thorn.
Oh, Thorn.
So I saw recently there's a execution with Thorn. If someone's laying down, you go up to him and you tap their ankle with your pistol, and when they turn around, he just picks his gun up, right in their face. All like super disrespectful, and I'm like, dude, I want that. It's like the that kill. It's the basic execution you get with Gollum, where you go over and you tap him on the shoulder, they turn around, can you shake him in the neck real quick?
Yeah.
Like, that shit is like it's super quick, and it's just like, hey man, I don't have enough time to really destroy you, so just fuck you real quick, you know?
Yeah, no, but back to Last of Us though. I was really upset they're not bringing multiplayer. Although I heard from there was an article not too long ago where the developers said that they're gonna bring that multiplayer experience at a later time. Well, and they said they were gonna, but they said it wasn't gonna. If I read that correctly, they said it wasn't gonna be part of Last of Us. They were gonna
be a separate game.
A separate game.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
It's gonna be Last of Us, but it's gonna be just a separate.
But see, that's the one thing I think is a smart idea is the fact that when you package that all, look how good it was, and it was part of a bigger picture, right?
Yeah, that's true.
If you have a game by itself that's going to be nothing but multiplayer, they could put way more in that package, and they can make it look better. They can make it feel better. They can do everything the way they want to. So I wouldn't be too mad about that. Not to mention, in today's day and age for multiplayer games, I can almost promise you, like, I would bet you money that it would be free to play. They're going to rely heavily on the fact that it's Last of Us, and they rely heavily on the fact of, like, kids like you who bought all the executions because their parents would give them money and they wouldn't know they were spending them on violent games.
I'm excited that this one also is going to feature a lot more of Ellie being so badass.
Well, so that was the thing. Like, in the first game, you had to wait till, like, the second half of the game to get the badass Ellie. But even at that point, like, I don't know about you guys, I just felt like, a lot of time when she was being badass, it felt like they were it's not they were trying too hard. I just felt like they were trying to push something that wasn't there.
They forced it.
They kind of forced it in a bit. The fact of the matter is, like, I just think that when it comes down to her being the badass character, it could have done without all of the events that happened to her, because I feel like those are characteristic tropes that happen a lot. Oh, girl is potentially sexually assaulted, now she turns into a badass. Right?
Yeah.
Why does it have to go that route? Why can't she just be put into dire straits and say, you know what? It's either I gotta fuck stuff up or I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Well, the first game.
I also get
Sorry.
why they did it because the guy was fucking crazy too. So
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, well, the first game too was mainly Joel's story, right? That was his. It started with him, right?
Yeah.
And
In
then
Austin, in Austin, Texas.
Exactly.
awesome.
Places.
Oh, dude, fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
All that way. You better listen to Boston.
But yeah, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. It started with him, right? And then so this one, it makes sense that it shows Ellie first, and then
He's taking like a bad seat. He's still gonna be a main character, but
He's taking
like
the Ellie role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, so I mean, because she's all grown up now, you know. She's like, "Oh my god, you're still growing up." She's no longer being. They're no longer gonna be sued for looking like Ellen Page. So
I mean, the resemblance was there, though, man. I mean,
no,
you
straight
can't
up,
deny
dude,
that.
no,
Like,
when
that's
they
Ellen
said
Page.
there's not a single person in that studio who says like, "No, I don't see it."
Yeah.
Because like straight up, when I saw her,
I thought it was at first.
right. I was like, "Why is that not Elliot Page's voice?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was too busy doing Juno.
Yeah.
No, and the game we were talking about was Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh.
I cannot wait to play that. So
when is it coming out?
that one is coming out. Is Ghost of Tsushima canceled? No, it's not.
Don't you dare say that. That was really
June 26, 2020.
Fuck, it can't come out during the quarantine, so I can just.
Yeah, well, it's in the middle of the quarantine, so at the very least, you can order by Amazon and have it to your house. By the way, our sponsor is Amazon. I was kidding.
This game looks dope. I'm looking at it now. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, through like the combat system and all that, like looks fantastic.
So here's the thing.
I may end up getting this game.
There's a game I used to play it back in the day called Tenchu. I don't know if you guys ever heard that game.
Yes.
So Bobby, you're about my age, so you got it.
Yeah,
this little
Tenchu was
fucking
awesome.
young gun over here ain't gonna know about Tenchu. So Tenchu, Tenchu was a ninja assassin game. So it's super stealth based. The first couple of games, like if you got into a sword conflict, like a sword fight, think of the way Dark Souls is now, where it's like if you go into a fight unprepared, you're gonna get your shit wrecked. That's exactly what fucking what Tenchu was. If you were trying to assassinate somebody and you accidentally jumped the wrong way, and you did not land right where you need to jam that sword down their spine, you're gonna get into a sword fight, and there's a good 80% chance you're about to get skewered by some hapless bullshit soldier who you thought was nobody turns out to be somebody, right? So he just hasn't been brought up the ranks because maybe he's okay with getting that certain pay rate. You know, he's a badass soldier, but he doesn't want any more responsibilities. That's fine. He's gonna wreck your shit. So this game went through 4 different games, all the way through the original PlayStation. I think the original PlayStation all the way to the Xbox 360 and PS3 for actually I don't even know if it was PS3, but it's called.
It wasn't PS3. It was PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then Xbox.
And then 360, yeah.
And then 360, yeah.
So it was called Tenchu Z. I want to say it was called Tenchu Z.
Yep.
Last one.
I'm actually looking at the thing right now, the Wikipedia.
The game was so much fun. So I one day, out of fucking nowhere, I was like, you know what game I've always wanted to play? I've always wanted to play Tenchu, but they don't have it for the new systems. And I looked up, like, is there another Tenchu game coming out? And lo and behold, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Turns out that is more or less like a spiritual successor to Tenchu because there's still a lot of stealth involved. The only thing I could say is in Tenchu, it was always about you trying to infiltrate a base, sneak in quietly, choke a few people, stab a few people, depending who you played as. There's even a guy who fucking like broke necks with his fingers and shit.
That was one of my favorite.
He's my favorite character for sure.
Yeah,
on the ceiling and drop down, like pull someone's spine out their fucking.
Yep.
So the game was a lot of fun, and Sekiro was supposed to be a spiritual successor to that. Unfortunately, Sekiro is hard as shit. I had the game and I think I finally beat like the second or third boss, and I'm seriously like I want to trade the game in because I want to keep playing. Like the game seriously is like the more I play, the more I hate myself, and the more I hate myself, the more I just don't want it to be anymore. So like I just want to trade the game and get something else. But
that's how I felt about Dark Souls when I first got it. I just gave up.
I rented Dark Souls when Blockbuster was still going.
And you took it back the same day, didn't you?
Yeah.
This game's broken.
Yeah.
I can't beat it.
That game.
Obviously, it's broken. I can beat Duke Nukem 64, no problem. This game's broken.
Yeah. I hated that game.
So that's what I'm hoping are Ghosts of Tsushima, that I get a little bit more of that feeling. I honestly tell you, it's made by Sucker Punch, so I don't think this would be a lot of stealth gameplay. But I also know Sucker Punch I have not ever played a bad Infamous game.
Me neither.
Yeah, all those Infamous games, the Infamous 1, 2, and then the fucking Second Son. Second Son?
Yeah, Second Son.
Second
Yeah,
Son.
yeah, Second Son was all right. I mean, I liked it. Don't get me wrong.
I thought that it was a great way to showcase the graphical capability of the PS3 or PS4, excuse me. But some of it just it feels really forced.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I liked the first two. Those were pretty awesome.
he's also super fucking whiny, right? He's like super emo. He's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, brother, where am I going?" And then like
yeah,
you always hear stories about Cole McGrath being like the original fucking whatever. He's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I gotta be just like him, but also I'm gonna kill a lot of people." You know. So, that was the other thing too. Like his ultimate ability. Not to go off too far, but the ultimate ability of the main character in Second Son, one of them is he shoots up in the sky, does this quick, like almost like a wink at the camera, turns around. It's all cinematic, looks great, right? Swings up in the sky, looks at the camera, goes down, and causes like a nuclear style explosion around you. And just when you think like, oh shit, there's a lot of bad guys around me, I better use this ability. Well, just understand that the way the game sees it, is just as many bad guys. There's also that many good people around you. So say goodbye to your fucking Paragon score, because now you're no longer helpful. You're evil, and yeah, good luck with that. Because
Yeah. You accidentally kill one person, it's like your evil meter goes like this, and you're just like, what the fuck?
yeah,
I
seriously.
killed one person on accident.
The best thing to do with those games, if anyone ever has a chance to play those, beat the game, be as good as you can, unlock your good tree because you get the best ending. And then once you do that, once you beat the game, you go back into free play mode, fuck everything up. They're like, oh my God, you're so special. I'm special. Just blow their face off, you know? You're special now, right? And then you become evil. And then now you get to, you know, shoot like evil lightning and shit. That's not really true. You don't shoot lightning, but you shoot fire and lasers. You're basically fucking Laser Floyd on wheels.
Laser Floyd.
Yeah, because you get fucking lasers and smoke and shit.
Oh, true.
But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima looks like a fun one. However, I have been fooled before because For Honor looked amazing, and For Honor was a fucking shitfest.
That was the biggest waste of $60 that I've ever spent.
So I agree.
I wish I would have known you, Raul, because I had friends who said like, "Hey, you gotta get For Honor," because we played the beta and it was a lot of fun. The Oathkeeper I think the Oathkeeper is the one with the two swords, right?
Yeah.
The Oathkeeper was a lot of fun to play in the beta, and I remember doing the whole little like fucking crab walk towards people, freaking them out and shit. And it was a lot of fun. You know what I'm talking about. That's the best part. So I used to do that shit towards people and like make them think like, "Where's he coming from?" and constantly changing my fucking my attack direction. And it was a lot of fun, but like I told my friend, he's like, "You're gonna get the game, it's coming out. We already pre-ordered the collection edition." I'm like, "Yeah, it's gotta be a no for me, dog. I'm not gonna do that." And he's like, "Why?" I was like, "Just watch." So they got it. Yeah, safe bet, straight up, a super safe bet. He went and pre-ordered it. They got the game. They're like, "Hey, this is pretty good." I was like, "Is it though? Is it pretty good?" But no, I mean, you know, for the money I paid, it's like, what was the best part of that whole package you buy? It's like, well, probably the statue. You know, it's like, of course it was. Yeah, For Honor was a shit fest, but
yeah, dude, and then I could not beat the fucking game to save my life.
Dude, no one could. No one wanted to play the fucking game.
No, like I did it just because I wanted to say, "Hey, I did it," right? And that, like, the ending fucking sucked.
Well, the worst part is they make you trudge through the longest fucking part when you have to play as the fucking the knights.
Yeah,
it's so boring. You have to go for that in the first chapter, and then it's like, okay, cool. Let me just get to the Vikings, and it's like, nah. Right now, you're gonna play as Chinese now, or the Japanese guys. You're gonna play as the samurai. It's like, but I want to play as the Vikings. Nah, do this first. This is better. So then you play as the samurai all the way through, and then once you get to the Vikings, it's like, all right, cool. Now we're gonna give you the characters you don't care about. It's like, I want to play as the good ones. It's like, nah, you're gonna play as the fucking berserker.
The worst part was I bought it digitally. So like, and I bought the deluxe edition too.
This is the best part. This is actually the one part I meant to bring up during our Evolve conversation. I never did, and we could bring this up for For Honor as well. Both of these games went free to play at the end of the life cycle.
Yeah,
For Honor is free to play now. Everyone who paid $60, I'm like, I fucking knew it.
Do they still? Is it still up?
It's still up. You can actually. There was a while there. I think you still get it. I had downloaded it from the same weekend it went free to play. The Epic Store, I don't recommend using them. They're garbage. But the Epic Store on PC, they were giving away the For Honor, the main game, plus the first expansion for free. Because the next expansion was already coming out. So you get the Fire March or whatever it's called. You get that for free. But everything else about the game was just garbage. Like I really feel bad for people who paid for it. It just was not good.
Yeah, I paid for it, unfortunately, the day it came out, and it was...
Well, so another game that I'm really super glad that I did not get either, because I guarantee I would be much more of a toxic person than I am now, was fucking Rainbow Six. We made a joke about that at the beginning of the show. You can raise your fingers all you want. It's totally fine. The fact of the matter is Rainbow Six is hot garbage, and let me tell you why. The fact of the matter is this game ruins friendships. If you want to ruin friendships, play fucking Monopoly or Rainbow Six. Because the fact of the matter is, just like when we play Call of Duty, I tell Raul every time I die, it's always his fault. Because I legitimately, sometimes it is his fault because he runs away from gunfights. But the fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter is a lot of times, though, whenever you have these situations, what ends up happening is it's always someone else's fault. It's never your fault for fucking peeking too hard. It's never your fault for poking. It's never your fault for rushing. It's always someone else's fault. God damn it, Montaigne, you weren't with us. It's like, dude, I was going through the main entrance. You went through the back and rappelled down the top and then went through the window that we knew the bomb was at, and you weren't expecting fucking resistance?
So there was a time where me and my buddies were really into Siege, and we even did 2 tournaments. We did 2 tournaments together. The last tournament we did, we got fucked over by a claymore. It was one of our claymores that glitched out and killed our last guy, and that's how we lost the tournament. It was the worst feeling in the world. It was like the last game. It was winner take all, and it kind of sucked. That's how we lost the tournament. Well, there was literally I'm pretty sure it was about a month where me and my friends did not talk to each other. We were in a group chat, and we were getting mad about Siege, and we did not talk to each other for like a month because some people didn't want to play with others because they felt like they were ass at the game. You know, it's a bad time.
I'm gonna stir the pot here. I remember one of your friends. You said you were like, "Yeah, he's easily the most toxic person of the entire group," and it was so funny. I'm not gonna name names, but it was great. That's what that game does to people, though. Straight up, like the game makes you hate your friends.
love that game.
Well, I get it, but you also don't have any friends. So like, I get it.
No, I mean, me and David played a lot, and we never have an issue.
I just said.
But it's because you know what? It's because what we used to do. We used to go into. Do you play ranked or do you play?
We play unranked right now. I play ranked by myself.
You play ranked by yourself? That's the worst.
That's like solo
random.
queuing in fucking Overwatch. You think you're gonna get somewhere, but you're not.
Yeah, so we used to play ranked like all the time. Like I would get on, and I'm the type of person they would always say, "Hey, we need a few practice games first." I was like, "No, fuck that. We're jumping into ranked. I want to go into ranked," and it was horrible, man. I had a horrible time. There were some times where we were on fire, and I would drop like 10 kills, and I felt really good about myself. Then there was a time where I would go on a streak of like 10 games where I wouldn't drop a fucking kill, and I was just so upset with myself. And then I would get the brunt of my friends being like, "Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be on the fucking team, man. You know, you're out or whatever." And I was like, "Fuck this shit. Like, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm not."
So I am a firm believer. You can cite 40-Year-Old Virgin. You can fucking cite like any movie that has something very similar. I forgot the point I'm trying to make with that whole thing. No, I guess what I'm trying to say is this: is like you have to play practice games. You have to go through a few practice games so that way when you get to the main game, you're not that bad. Still pretty bad though, right? So when it comes down to, I think what it really comes down to is a lot of people don't want to admit the fact that if you are sleeping for 24 hours, you're going to get muscle memory loss. So you need to just play a few games just to warm your muscles up, get that Twitch response going. It's the same thing. Like whenever I started playing, and granted, again, I just said, do not solo queue in Overwatch. You will shoot yourself in the foot. I was solo queuing. In fact, I could pull my account now in Overwatch and show you guys how bad it is. I am in bronze forever because I solo queue and I think I can get out of it. And I rely on those other people, but you can't do that. But one thing I did notice is my game did go up substantially by playing just 1 or 2 quick play matches just to get the aggression out, just to get that feeling back. Because in bronze, everyone thinks they can main Widowmaker. Everyone thinks they can main Widowmaker. So I do play a pretty okay Widowmaker. I'm not like fucking like pro shots or anything like that. I'm not that good, but I do work in bronze because people are always fucking flat-footed. And yeah, so like playing a few quick play games gets that blood flowing that allows you to get your wrist twitching just right. But yeah, I mean, like I think you were wrong in that situation. You should listen.
No, I was no, and I take partial responsibility for that. I'm not going to say I was the best at Siege. I definitely wasn't. I tried, but there was a lot of times where I felt like I was doing good work and I wasn't being recognized for it, and my friends were still shitting on me. And you know what? If they end up listening to this, I want them to know like I'm past that. But I felt
it's almost like whenever I'm doing good work, you always never recognize me when we're playing fucking Warzone. The other day when I dropped like 3 or 4 people back to back saving your ass, it was never like, hey, good job, Justin. You were like, hey, what's in this trait over here? I want to find what's in this trait.
Yeah, no, okay, that was my fault. You did good. You're not a bad player either. You're not. I give you a hard time.
I know you fucking do. You're good at that shit. You're fucking toxic as shit, dude.
Yeah, I really am. But Siege was just, it was a bad time, man. I don't play that. And they've asked me to play recently, and I'm like, no, I got platinum in a few seasons, and I tried solo queuing, and it really is the luck of the draw. Sometimes you can have really good teammates that just carry you throughout, or you work with them really well. But then there's other times where they're just.
But see, that's the problem with online gaming now is there's not that level of communication that you expect with your friends.
Oh yeah, people that play ranked without a mic, you can fuck off and get out of there. Yeah, and also the ones that leave, leave.
This fucking guy right here. That's what he does.
I don't leave, but I play without a mic. I don't like to hear the. I don't like to hear.
No, play casual.
So that's the thing. That's the one thing I would say is the few times I've played ranked in Rainbow Six, I had the goddamn common decency to play with the microphone and at least be like, I'm fucking trying. I'm sorry, but like,
I play on PC a lot now, and you can type. You can actually type like where the people are.
But that takes time.
It's not that difficult.
So in Call of Duty, they at least have a ping system. In Apex, they have a ping system. In every game now, they have a ping system. So that shit makes sense. But to sit there and be like shouldn't try to play and go, shit, he's behind the door. You're dead already. Yeah. Because by the time you went to go and type, the guy's like, hey, I think someone's on the other side of this door. And since it's a fucking destructible environment, I'm going to use my fucking shotty and blow a hole through that and that dude's chest. And you're wondering why the doc isn't coming to get you because you took too long to type saying he's over here.
Yeah, I don't like people that play those type, especially ranked ones where you're trying to earn something.
So in his defense, though, I can't understand, though, because let's face it, a lot of these games like that, like Overwatch and shit, Rainbow Six, any game that is highly competitive, people are fucking assholes. They can be super, super toxic. But at the same time...
Oh, I'm one of those people.
No, I know you are. At the same time, though, the one thing that you also have to keep in mind, though, is just like I am a firm believer, maybe I've just read too many issues of Jonathan the Homicide and Maniac. I'm a firm believer that we are all in some way the creators of our own killer. I do think that we are all in some ways the creators of our own like toxicity in games.
Oh yeah.
If you like, I promise you this. I have been known to haul off and use the big C word on people, right? All right, I call people cuckoo heads all the time. I will tell somebody where to go because if you're not playing good and you're making no excuses for it, I would rather hear a shitty excuse than be like, no, it's just a game. I get it's just a game, but I'm not playing it's just a game. So if you're gonna play in ranked, take it like we are. If not, play quick play. That's what quick play's for.
True.
So, in that situation, I think that it is up to you to make sure that you're saying stuff like, if you're in ranked, be like, sorry guys, I fucked up. Because if you own up to it, people are never going to be like, I fucking hate you because you took the lead out of their pencil there, right? You took the strength out of it. You just basically said, it was my fault. I fucked it up. And they'll be like, yeah, you did.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because like playing Gunfight. I played Gunfight, and I know it's Call of Duty. It's not Siege, but I played Gunfight not too long ago, and I lost because I was playing with a random that didn't have a mic, and we took it to the very last game, right? Like we put in some good work, even though he didn't have a mic, and the guys at the end were shit talking me, saying, "Oh, you're so fucking trash and shit." I said, "Hey, good game, guys. Y'all did really good." I was really trying to be nice, and they were still trash talking me, and I was like, okay, like I'm telling y'all did a really good job. Like y'all won. I was like, that was a good game. And they're like, man, you're so fucking trash, bro. It's crazy. And I was like, I literally took you to the fucking last game with a teammate that didn't have a mic, and I literally carried him through this whole process. So it just. But I was being a nice guy.
It's almost like when we were playing fucking Search and Destroy. We came in, we carried a team, and then
oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was fun. I think it's funny. We actually cited that last episode, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, that shit kind of happens. So last thing I really want to bring up. So I had this really funny idea. I don't know how it was gonna work, and we didn't work into this episode, but I need you guys at home to leave it a comment in the YouTube page, or send us a tweet, send us an email, however you want to do it. Facebook, especially use our Facebook. That's fine. What are some of the worst fucking advertisement spots you guys have ever heard of? Right? Because the fact of the matter is, everywhere I go, you guys know this. You guys get on YouTube. Everywhere you go, someone's talking about fucking Raid Shadow Legends.
I just sent you that video a couple days ago, that YouTube video I was watching, and he busted into a Raid Shadow Legends ad, and I was like,
I watch for some reason, I don't know why I'm so addicted to them. I watch these restoration videos of knives and shit. And there's a guy called Project Blackbeard or Blackbeard something. Yeah. And the guy fixes knives, he fixes hammers and shit. And then all of a sudden it starts going through, and you hear the power saw and shit, he's cleaning stuff, and all of a sudden it fades to black. And then he's on the screen, never heard his voice. He's like, "Hello guys, I'm here to let you know about my page. We are sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends." I'm like, are you fucking serious, man? Are you fucking Raid Shadow Legends? This fucking guy. Yeah, this Norwegian dude making knives in fucking Norway. I assume it's Norway.
Hey, Raid Shadow Legends, sponsor
us, right? By the way, sponsor us. No, but like, they might as well fucking call it paid Shadow Legends, because you're gonna get paid if you promote this raid. Even JonTron, a YouTuber I love watching. I used to love watching. He doesn't make a whole lot of content anymore, but it's high level content now, I guess. I don't know. I fucking fell apart with that. But he does Raid Shadow Legends. So everyone does Raid Shadow Legends because it's the easiest way to make money. And it's kind of disgusting, but I get it. Whatever.
But hey, anyway, if y'all want to sponsor us for real, so like,
yeah. By the way, this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Play up to 4 fucking people. No.
I'll play it if you'll sponsor. No problem. I'll play it.
Hey, I play it now when I literally have nothing else to do. But if you pay me to, I will play it. I will pay to play it. How about that one? I'll buy the fucking skins and shit. And that way we can pretend that we give a damn about being sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
We're going to get an email soon. Hey, guys, we're interested.
Dude, by the way, we heard your whole thing. That took a whole lot of balls. Here at Raid Shadow Legends, we love balls. Anyway, guys, it was great hanging out with you guys, and you at home on YouTube and Spotify. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us too. It has been a long time since we put an episode out, longer than we wanted to, but this whole COVID 2019 thing has really taken a toll on everything. So do you guys self a favor. Make sure you guys are staying in as much as possible. Do your neighbors and try to slow the spread. And let's make sure we tackle this together, because as much as we don't want to, this is a serious thing. This is new to all of us.
Definitely.
This is not something that anyone in our generation thought we'd ever see. And it's most definitely happening. So just make sure you guys are taking the safe precautions. Clean your hand, wash your hands a lot, carry around hand sanitizer. It doesn't matter if you look like a dork doing it, because believe me, my wife makes me clean my hands every fucking hour. But the fact of the matter is, you're safe. All right.
Sorry, real quick, since you brought that up, I just got something on my phone. My friend actually was diagnosed with it. I haven't talked to him in like 2 weeks. And he's from one of my sports memorabilia groups, and he actually just posted that he had it. And he just got he's fine now. He's out of the hospital and everything. But yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So just you never know who around you may have it. Just everyone be safe. Don't mean to end the episode on such a sad note. But the fact of the matter is, everybody just be safe, and we'll see you guys probably the next couple of weeks, because we are picking up our schedule of every 2 weeks or so. So I'll tell you what. When the next episode comes out, you'll fucking hear about it, because we'll be posting everywhere about it. All right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, guys. You guys take it easy. Everyone at home, have a great night, and thank you very much for listening.
Later, guys.
The game goes on.